Alright guys, I showed you this one and the last one. Now let's go down to shelf number 3. And over here we got to start off with Disturbing Behavior. This one was really cool because I remember watching it with Katie Holmes, and there's this one thing in there, some old lady singing about flowers and stuff. Not flowers, well, I forgot the whole line of it now. But this was a cool one. When it first came out, it was like one of those hipster type horror movies for like the teens and stuff back in what the hell year was it? 1998 and stuff. It was cool. I always liked Katie Holmes, but now she's with Tom Cruise. That son of a bitch. Next up, season 1 of Dead Pit on the Road. I got this off their website back when they were having their what was it, the horror bundle they were selling at deadpit.com. And yeah, this is cool. This DVD goes across season 1 of their things when they go on the road to review different horror movies and stuff like that. Hold on, let's get this. Wow, damn it, I can't get that one back in there. Okay, fine. Next up, Dead Pit on the Road season 2. I think season 3 is available now too. This is like the same thing, them reviewing movies and stuff, but this is the 2-disc Pillbilly edition. Yeah, from the Dead Pit Boys. Alright, next up right here is Dungeon Girl. This is put out by Lionsgate Home Entertainment. The only reason I picked this one up, because it stars my sister's best friend's sisters in this one. The girl right here, over here. It wasn't a great movie, but I picked it up to show my support. And delivery. This one is actually pretty cool. This one is one of those low budget ones too, but it's not super low budget. But when you watch it, you'll be like, "This is cool." It's about a delivery guy that works at a pizza place, right? And, he gets shit on when he goes delivers pizzas. People give him crap and not tip him and, just call him a fat ass and, just make fun of him. And he just goes batshit and kills people. It was one of those movies I wasn't expecting to like very much, but I thought it was awesome. And it says, "We deliver in 30 minutes or your killing is free," out on the front right here. This one I really highly suggest. Delivery. This is really, really good. Next up right here, The Dead Next Door. I can't remember much about it. It's from the Gore Classic collection. Got this at a convention one time. I forgot what convention it was. I think it was like Fangoria's Weekend of Horror or something like that. The Dead Next Door. And the next one up here, the next one right here, starring Rob Steiger, is The Doorway. Can't remember much about it. I think it was one of those cheaper ones I got at Walmart one day. Next one right here, Dead End Drive-In. It's one of the ones from Anchor Bay. It was alright. I always liked this cover. Right here. Yeah. Dead Alive, baby. Peter Jackson's Dead Alive. And it says one of the goriest fright films of all time. You gotta say, man, the end sequence, the final scene of this movie is crazy with the chainsaw and the people and the bodies and the legs and the limbs, and oh my god. This is the Darkness Falls. I think this is the one about the Tooth Fairy or something shit like that. Is it the Tooth Fairy? I don't know. Darkness Falls. I remember really liking this one. This next one right here is my favorite Rob Zombie movie of all time, or at least until they make something else. This one is my favorite one because it's just really wacky, really out there, and there's one scene when all these guys are in a hotel room with like a mom and a daughter or something like that, and they're like messing with them. It's messed up. But this right here is the 2-disc director's cut edition, and the Blu-ray that came out of this doesn't have the documentary. It doesn't have the documentary in here. 30 Days in Hell on the Blu-ray. But it does on this. I have the Blu-ray edition of this, but I can't get rid of it because it doesn't have that documentary on here, which shows that Rosario Dawson was actually in this movie, but she got cut out of it. Unless I'm thinking of something else. Hopefully I'm not. I think this is the one Rosario Dawson got edited out of. Next up is Descent. It's okay. I was never really a big fan of it. I know a lot of people were. And to be honest with you, I didn't care to get or watch part 2. I don't even know, to tell you the truth, why I still have this one. It's not bad, it's just like a whatever movie to me. Next up is Die and Let Live, like a ripoff of like a Beatles song title and everything. But from what I remember, it was a fun slasher bloody movie. Next one right here, Dead and Gone. I don't know why. I don't want to lie, I haven't watched it, but it says stars Kyle Gass, and if it's from what I think it is, I think it's the same guy from, you know, Pick of Destiny and Tenacious D and stuff like that. But as you can tell, been here for years, haven't even opened it. It's not funny, but okay. Next one up, picked up from my Blockbuster, the Dance of the Dead, The Dentist. This was pretty cool. It's one of those. It's a horror slasher flick. When people go to the dentist, you're always freaked out something's gonna happen, but the dentist is actually gonna get your ass in this one. They made a sequel to The Dentist 2. I just saw it. It was on Amazon. I'm like, I might be picking that up soon, because I'm like, why don't I have this in my horror collection? You know, part 2. All right, guys. The next one here, the Dreadful Hollow Green special. Gotta show my support for my homeboy Cameron McCaslin, and to tell him thank you very much for letting me have a little tiny cameo in this one. It's really quick, but I'm in here, me and my homeboy Sean C. Phillips. Yeah, the Dreadful Hollow Green special is pretty cool. It was played on what was it called? Public access television all over the world at one point. I thought that was cool. It didn't play in my area, but I'm glad it came out on DVD. You can like find this on Amazon and stuff like that, I believe still. This one I don't really remember that much, the Dividing Hour, but it's whatever, I guess. I don't really remember it that much. Next up, the Ultimate Edition of The Evil Dead. I don't know, man. I bought this movie so many times. It's not even funny anymore. All you guys know what this one is. This is like, comes in a book edition. All the discs are in there. And I have another edition of The Evil Dead here. But this one is a little different. This one's a different edition, of course, put out by Elite. But on this one, I have it signed by pretty much everybody. Bruce Campbell, you know, all the people, Tom Sullivan, the makeup person, pretty much everybody that's in this movie signed this version of my DVD here, so I can never get rid of this, even though, you know, I have it on Blu-ray, but I'm not going to be getting rid of this edition at all ever, because it's signed by everybody. Next up, Evil Dead 2. I just recently got that new edition on Blu-ray. I could get rid of this, but I like the cover on this one. And I move that. Next up, I got this a long time ago when it first came out. Jessica Alba and the remake of The Eye. As you can tell, around the time it came out, I got it for $5.99. You know, within the first 2 weeks it came out, so I'm like, I'm good. You know, it's cool. It's nothing special, but it's whatever. Charles Band's Evil Bong with Tommy Chong. Signed by Charles Band himself right here, the creator of Puppet Master. It's cool. It's about a killer bong. You know, people get high and the bong comes to life and eventually gets them. The Entity. I'm just going to go through some of these. The Exorcism of Emily Rose, special edition, unrated version. I think it's on Blu-ray, but I don't know if I really want it on Blu-ray. Faculty, one of my favorite ones. I used to like watching when it first came out, because I was like in high school or something like that in the time, and stuff like Scream was coming out. These kind of movies always stand out to me as just being fun ones that, when I remember when Scream and this one came out, I used to like run over to the video store and rent them all the time with, you know, my mom and everything, VHS style. But yeah, The Faculty's cool. I can't wait till this one hits Blu-ray. I think it's coming to Blu-ray pretty soon too. Next up is the Universal Legacy Collection 75th Anniversary Edition of Frankenstein. You gotta love Boris Karloff's performance in this one. It's always a cool one. Fright Night. Pretty cool one right there. Next one, Fright Night 2. This is an original copy. This is not no bootleg one that you would get from like conventions and stuff. This is actually one of the original releases. I remember paying like $5 for this. And I believe I have it signed too. But I don't want to lie. I don't remember from who. But it's like inside the cover, inside the disc thing. Wait, let me see here. Next up, sorry. Next up, The Frighteners, which just came out on Blu-ray. Peter Jackson's director's cut of The Frighteners. But I want to get the Blu-ray edition, but I just hate having to keep upgrading and getting new ones all the time. It just really frustrates the hell out of me. You know what I mean? Because I'm not the richest guy on the planet, and I don't want to have to keep, you know, every time a Blu-ray comes out of something, I don't want to always have to get it. There's some movies that just don't really need Blu-ray, but I know this one does, but I'm a hoarder. God damn it, leave me alone. Okay, cool. Next one up, Feast, the unrated version, pretty much signed by everyone in the cast. I know you can't really tell because a lot of the signatures are like black, and it goes with the hair and the blood and stuff. Like Henry Rollins signed it, and John Gulager signed it. Said "fuck 'em all." You know, like some of the other characters, like Clu Gulager signed the side right here. John Gulager, you know what I mean? Like pretty much the whole cast signed it. Even some of the people on the back, you know what I mean? Like Marcus Dunstan and you know, all the people, pretty much everyone, the writers, the director, the actors, everyone pretty much signed that one. John Gulager's the shit, man. I can't wait to see Piranha Double D. Because he's the director of it. Feast number 2, Sloppy Seconds. Me and Gabriel were lucky enough to go see the premiere of this one at what's it called? The Man's Chinese Theater in Hollywood and everything. It was pretty cool meeting the people. And actually, when it comes to the first one, I went to one of the premieres of this one in well, I forgot what theater it was. It was in Hollywood too, and they sold out right when I went there. I didn't have like a ticket or anything, and I thought I was gonna be able to get in when I got there. But John Gulager saw me there because I did an interview with him at that same year at Fangoria's Weekend of Horror for my for the YouTube here. You can look it up, Fangoria's Weekend of Horror interviews. I have like 2 videos up like that, and I interviewed John Gulager, and he remembered me from when I did that, and he let me in to the screening even though they were sold out and stuff, and he let me sit in his seat, which was awesome. And I'm always gonna remember that. It was cool. And of course, Feast 3, the happy finish, unrated. I always liked it. I know they ran out of money when they were making this one, so they kind of, because they made 2 and 3 at the same time, and you know what I mean, and they had to like budget themselves out because they only had a certain amount of money to make it. And I thought it came out fine. I always loved the Feast movies. Hopefully they all come out on Blu-ray. I know number 1 did because I have that one on Blu-ray over on my other wall over there. But yeah, the Feast movies are always fun ones to me. Frailty. This one was pretty cool. Sorry I went but Bill Paxton's performance in this was nutty. I always seem to love this movie. And of course the remake of The Fog. The classic Fog, which to be honest, I didn't care for both. I didn't really care for these movies, the original or the remake. The original's better, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of those ones. Why would I have it? Because I'm a hoarder. Leave me alone. All right. Next up, right here, sorry, is the Final Destination 2, Final Destination 3 on DVD. And you'll be like, Brendan, where's number 1? Sold it a long time ago, and I'm gonna be, selling these or giving these away sooner or later because I just recently got the Blu-rays of these 2. So I'm going to put these to the side over here. Next up right here is The Forsaken. Flesh for the Beast. I always love that cover. That cover's sweet. Right here, Flesh Eater. This one is from this guy right here. What's his name? Bill Hensman or some shit like that. He's like the original zombie from that Night of the Living Dead movie. They're coming to get you, Barbara. The cemetery zombie. Only reason I got this one is because I love Corey Haim. This one's Fever Lake, and it stars Mario Lopez. Fucking Mario Lopez. Come on, Slater. This one was always really cool. This one freaked me out when I first ever saw this one. What's it called? One of Us, The Freaks. This was cool. You guys have to check this one out. This one's highly recommended. It's old school, but it's really, really cool. Next up right here, Grandma's House. This cover is kind of cool. Kind of low budget movie, but I remember loving the hell out of it. Can't really tell you much about it anymore because I've seen so many movies since then. But yeah, this one's cool. That's why I still have it. And last but not least, for this shelf, is If I Die Before I Wake. I know I talked about this in my favorite horror movies of all time video or whatever I called it. And yeah, man, this is really cool. You can check out that link to my favorite horror movies, volume 1 or whatever it's called, in the description box when I talk more about this. It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time, about 2 girls, family stuck in a house, 2 guys break into the house, and some suburban place somewhere, and shit goes down. It's fucking nutty. I suggest checking this one out. But yeah, click the link in the description box. You can see my review of some of my favorite horror movies, volume 1. So guys, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, come on back later for shelf number 4. Bye bye.